The Chicago Bauhaus School of Architecture changed architectural designs of today. They did this by creating new advances in creation techniques by providing more innovative education facilities.
In Europe, Moholy-Nagy established a school for design, wanting a fearless, forward-looking new vision for the modern age. However, he and his colleagues were not looking for a lively design for the exhibit. Since the industrial age, the world has become obsessed with modernization. The Bauhaus has become one of many ideas of modernization. It has paved a different path away from Gothic and classical design.
What was the philosophy behind Moholy-Nagy's?
Well, he was an experimentalist from beginning to end. He always was giving young students the options of trying different kinds of things. That's why he had all kinds of machinery that they would use in manufacturing and so on. He always had those kinds of machines around that we could use to try things out. And he himself was such an exciting man. He just he was funny. He never gave you a set of rules or anything like that. He just said, just try something. Get this kind of a machine and see what you can do with that, and then try other kinds of things. So it was an opportunity to really just spread your wings and see what happens.
The word Bauhaus is the German word for build house. The first schools and designs looked more like marketplaces rather than exhibits. Some historians concluded that they resembled the first covers of the Playboy magazine. Moholy-Nagy then came to Chicago in 1937, being the former director and the head of the Consecutive School of Design up until his death in 1946. He created the Bauhaus School in Chicago. His daughter was assigned to be the executive curator. The school offered workshops in wood, metal, plastics, color, painting, and architecture.
The school also offered courses in light, photography, film, publicity, textile, weaving, and fashion. For students enrolled working to receive a degree in architecture, their preliminary courses were not math or reading, but color forms and materials, things regarding their path of study. Students also had the opportunity of apprenticeship during their advanced study.
Students were not allowed to attend the school if he or she were belonging to a communist organization. Mies van der Rohe wanted to keep the Bauhaus out of all political conflicts. The new Bauhaus wanted to use technology to improve our quality of life. By doing this, they would be creating a new aesthetic for modern industrial society. They created geometric forms and balanced visual composition with common materials such as wood, metal, and glass. The Bauhaus did not only influence houses and buildings, they also helped create ideas for furniture, board games, lamps, doorknobs, and tea infusers.
The school wanted to focus on experimentation through an unconventional method based on the teaching principles developed at the Bauhaus in Germany. Their goal was to train the designers of the future through a curriculum that taught elements of art, photography, and design equally. The new Bauhaus school grew into the Illinois Institute of Chicago.
Chicago Bauhaus and Beyond is a preservation group whose approach is to form interest in modern architecture and make sure homes go to modern devotees and not demolition groups.
In the school, they oriented themselves for manufacturing things and developing ideas that could be manufactured and so on. And it was in that environment that I began to try using different materials and different substances, and that I really began to get excited about the things I was doing.
The Chicago Bauhaus has changed the architecture of today. They did this by creating new advances and bringing art and industry together and providing a new and wider meaning to art and architecture. There are many who have worked to acquire the Bauhaus to be as advanced and intellectual as it is today.
Well, that it was an experimental environment. We learned to try all kinds of different things, using all kinds of different materials, going to into areas where I had never had any experience, like in almost like in factory work, and it was always exciting because I was always trying new things that I knew nothing about, and we would be doing experiments with all kinds of materials, and that was always evolving because we were never told we had to do anything. We just were given a free hand to try different things. So it was an experimental school.
So the boy was put under therapeutic treatment. He was given injections, simultaneous hot baths and cold showers, spun centrifugally clockwise, then counterclockwise, put in traction, lobotomy, frontal and backward, given brainwashing 3 times a day, saturated with TV commercials and red and blue radiation. The treatment went on for a prolonged period. Finally, the boy stood up, for the first time, on his feet. What he saw frightened him, because he found that the opposite view of love was hate, beauty was ugliness, individuality was conformity, plenty was poverty, understanding was prejudice, cooperation was competition, depth was superficiality, concern was indifference, truth was lies, joy was despair, and peace was war. He went into a spin and landed on his hands. "This is impossible," said the townspeople. "We're back where we started from. He must be made to see right from wrong." But the boy, in spite of all the back-to-health conditioning, was adamant. He said, "If you want me to stand on my feet, you will have to make some big changes first."